salute. I'm Chris Budihas, your host, and I'm happy to have on the studio in the virtual reality space Mike Klemmer with Aero Resupply Company or Coffee. Sorry, Mike. Good to see you.
Hey, good to see you, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, this is awesome. I've been watching you on LinkedIn. Not that I'm that creepy guy in the corner watching, but it's very, very amazing what you have done. So let's give you a couple softball questions first. Where are you from? What you do in the military? And let's talk about this journey into entrepreneurship that you made.
Yeah, so I'm actually from Tucson, Arizona, but I'm currently here in Charlottesville, Virginia. I met my wife halfway through my Army journey, and she kind of made me say or swear that I would come back here when my Army career was over. So Charlottesville it is. Love this place. 20 years. I spent 13 of them as a logistics officer, and seven of them in the military intelligence space.
Yeah.
And fell in love with kind of the Army, and also really enjoyed being logistics. Just spoke to me a little bit more, I think, than in my world, but
Yeah.
amazing career either way.
No, that's awesome, and thank you for your service. So, as you were leaving the service, did you have this vision? Hey, I want to go in the entrepreneur space, and specifically, I wanted to get in the coffee, or did that develop over time?
Yeah, so when it really developed over time. When I first exited the Army, I think my career or my path was find a career just like most every other transitioning veteran. Just find what's my next job, what's my next assignment. And after I was in corporate America for a little bit, I realized that it didn't really speak to me. I wanted a little bit more control over my own destiny. Coffee is something I've always kind of enjoyed, but nothing that was like my true passion. And I started putting some weight behind it and what it could be inside the veteran community space, and really learned more about it and enjoyed what it was. And now it's become Aerial Resupply Coffee.
No, that's great. And so, when you kind of, what are some of the things, the tools that you had in the military that you have applied now as a business owner?
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with my logistics background. A lot of it was forward thinking, forward planning in terms of demand planning, kind of consumption rates, and a lot of the other things that we would take for granted about what soldiers would need, beans, bullets, beds, fuel, water, anything that they would need. I've just taken it and just moved it into the coffee realm of how I roast coffee, how it gets to a customer. And, I think the planning aspect of doing military operations or planning for large scale events has kind of been a business plan by itself, just without knowing it.
Yeah, yeah. So as you kind of, because in the military we're forward thinkers, we kind of have a vision of the future. Though things will change on azimuth as we move in time. So where is Aero Resupply Company going in the next year?
Wow. So we're really moving very fast. Aerial Resupply Coffee is already on Amazon. We're already in Kroger.
Wow.
I've consolidated my operations, so I now have a physical brick and mortar store and roastery here in Charlottesville, Virginia.
Mm.
So, I mean, it's just continuing to expand distribution and
Yeah.
hopefully, continue to hire veterans.
Well, thanks. Yeah, so veteran owned, veteran supported. So Aero Resupply Coffee is in good hands. So I just want to pivot a little bit. So, you're relatively recently separated, though you've done a lot since you've left the uniform. So what was your transition like, and what kind of advice you have for veterans or service members that are looking to transition in the future?
Yeah, I was not very happy with kind of the transition programs that Uncle Sam had available to me.
Yeah.
And then once you leave the Army, one of the things that you quickly realize is that you're kind of alone and unafraid in an environment where there are all sorts of resources to help you, but it's now up to you to go do them.
Yeah.
And I would just recommend to anybody, don't be afraid to hop on LinkedIn. Don't be afraid to network with people you don't know, because at the end of the day, those people can help you, give you advice on what you should do, left or right limits, but also connect you with people that may be able to help you do whatever it is that you want to do with your life post military service.
No, that's gigantic. And I love what you said there, because I've experienced the same thing as I move towards my military transition and to do a variety of things in the business world. Is there's people out there, one, that want to know you and they want to help you, and you got to put yourself out there. It's ironic, in service, we talk about courage all the time, that moral, physical courage, and we apply it while in uniform, and then we get out, we think we're going to do it on our own, and we hit a lot of roadblocks. In reality, there's a lot of people in your community, and the great thing about the internet, especially with LinkedIn, that's a powerful tool, is other people are out there and they could probably went through some of these pain points and are willing to help you out. So, no, that's great.
Well, I will say just real quickly that the military teaches you to be team first in everything you do. And the moment you get your retirement paperwork or your separation paperwork, you have to go back and flip it a little bit and put yourself first. And that doesn't mean to not be a team player. It just means you have to prioritize what you want, which is very hard for some veterans.
Yeah, that's a lot of great advice. And hey, Mike, number one, thanks for coming on. Number two, think of what you're doing for veterans in our community. I love what you're doing on LinkedIn. You're getting the word out. Obviously, you're helping a lot of folks out there. And Aero Resupply Coffee has a bright future, in my opinion. I look forward to ordering a bag for myself here on Amazon. So good luck. Stay in contact, and we look forward to seeing where Aero Resupply Coffee goes in the future.
Thanks, Chris. I really appreciate that.
Well, hey, folks, if you like what you heard, please share us. In addition, thanks to Operation Barnabas, a great nonprofit in Northeast Florida that is helping out our veteran community for those who need a little bit of a hand up and not a hand out. We'll see you on our next segment. Thank you very much.
Operation Barnabas is a veterans ministry, started in 2017 with the purpose of helping our veterans that kind of got left behind.
These people went over and went to war for us, and a lot of their friends didn't come back, and that's a lot of the stuff that we as veterans deal with is there's a lot of people that didn't make it back, and then it's like, why are we here? So and then they isolate.
And they've struggled with addictions, PTSD, suicidal thoughts, those kind of things, helping them get whole again through one-to-one mentorship.
So being able to communicate with them and help them can drastically change their life, can drastically change a family's life. The little that we can do is put our hand out and say, hey, do you want a hand up? Like, we're not giving a hand out. Do you want a hand up? And just be able to be there with them and do life with them and just be able to help them, because, man, they put their life on the line for you and me.